Hi, church family, friends, guests. If you're new, the next 2 minutes might be a little weird, but we're glad you're here. So I told first service that I wasn't excited to make this announcement, although I thought it was good. And the beauty of having two services is you get to do things you're not excited to do twice. So that's nice. But we love this guy at Edgewater Alliance Church. And it's all right. And recently, Ron asked to meet with me, and he said effectively this: Connor, I told you that I would never leave EAC unless I felt called to go somewhere else. And then he followed up with, but I do feel called somewhere else. And in just a moment, I'm going to let him share a little bit about what that is. Fortunately, today is not goodbye, all right? Lord willing, we're going to get to commission him out to his next endeavor at the end of next month. So today is not goodbye, but we did want to let you know that a transition is coming. And before I turn it over to Ron, I want to share kind of some stuff that I've shared with Ron privately, but I want to say publicly. And I just want to say thank you to Ron for the level of integrity that he brought to our team, to our church, to our ministry. I want to thank him for the quality and consistency he brought. And you and your bride are loved here. Your family is loved. And I'll turn it over to you.
All right, thanks, Connor. Doing this twice doesn't make it any easier for me, but as Connor said, Ron and I feel that after much conversation and prayer and collaboration, that God is calling us to another ministry. It is with WindShape. WindShape is a foundation under the auspices of the great people at Chick-fil-A Corporate. WindShape, over 30 years ago, Truett Cathy had a dream and a vision that he wanted to be able to work with marriages, and he wanted to be able to work with pastors, among other things. And so they developed this retreat center up in North Georgia off the backside of Berry College in Rome, Georgia. And for years, they've had these marriage retreats and retreats for pastors. His son, Bubba, and his wife, Cindy, have taken on that dream and that vision, and they want to do something locally, what they do up there. And they have a lodge out in Sugar Mill, and they're renovating that lodge. And so it's going to be a retreat center mainly for marriages and for pastors. This wasn't something that Ron and I went to look for, but something that came to us, and they've asked us to be a part of that. So that's what we're doing at this place of our life. I do thank Connor for being a great pastor, for the staff. You guys know you got a good staff here, right? You know that. I want to thank the worship team. Some of these people I've known for over 20 years. And it's not unusual for the things I put them through for somebody to come, one of the players, and go, you want me to play in what key, Ron? Or you want me to sing what note, PM? You want me to sing what note? But they have complied, at least on externally. I don't know internally what they're feeling, but they have been very compliant that way. And it's just been great to work with those people. And I know that they will continue to bless you, and you continue to bless them. I also want to thank you as a congregation because you've been very encouraging to me. It's not unusual for a worship leader to be at the end of a service, and this has happened to me, and somebody will come up to me and say, how can we do so many hymns? And I'll walk 15 feet, and somebody else will come up and say, how come we don't do more hymns? All right? That hasn't happened here. On maybe rare occasions, you know who you are. But you've been very encouraging, song selection and everything like that. I rarely have anybody come up to me and say, man, Ron, why are you picking such stupid songs? You guys have been really great. And the board has been extremely generous with us and my family for these 15 years. So I greatly appreciate you as a congregation. There is one other person I need to thank, and I might not get a public opportunity to do that, and I want to make sure that I do. The older you get, you know, there are things that seem to be really black and white when you're 30, But when you're 69, they don't seem to be that black and white anymore. Some of you guys over 65 know what I'm saying. But there are those things in the deep part of your heart and your soul that you do know. They have become more intensely truthful the older you get. And one of those things for me is, I've been doing this for 38 years, I can tell you this. I would never survive 6 months doing this had not God brought me. That woman over there. So I'm gonna ask her to stand up, would you please? Would you please give my wife some gratitude for that? She's been a prayer warrior. She's been my biggest cheerleader. She has followed me around the country, planting churches and being in churches. And God knew what he was doing 42 years ago when he sent her my way. I'm going to get in trouble for all that, so we may be going to some of those marriage seminars in the future. I'm not sure. But God bless you guys. Thank you so much for being an encouragement to me and my family these 15 years. Amen.